He is going to score underneath the sticks. What a statement.
Has it come off his leg? It seems like it has. What a try to do it here, though. Captain taking it in his own hands.
It's a try for the captain.
Right time by October in for the try.
It's Monument in the second half, carried nicely. Try time.
Down the blind side for Otiniqua.
Skitterende voete deur.
Hierdie manne van Grey College as hulle opbeweeg na die kom.
And out of nowhere, try scored by Durbanville.
Oh, he's going to go all the way, will he? In the left-hand corner.
What a run by the feather. Bobby Alexander, that is phenomenal, sir. Spots a gap. Quino on the outside centre.
Last day here, folks, at the Barloworld Toyota Menlyn North-South Rugby Festival here at Afrikaanse Seuns Hoërskool. Next game coming up here, we've got Paarl Gim up against the men from Bomfontein, Helpmekaar.
Sorry, mate, we can't hear you properly. The volume's quite...
On this, the final day of what's been a really good week of schoolboy rugby. As far as this tournament is concerned, we've really seen some top display of rugby here from some of the country's top rugby schools around the country. Comes to an end today. The first teams are in action for the rest of the day here, so still plenty of rugby to go. 6 more fixtures after this one, so do stay tuned. Hopefully the weather will subside and it'll stay sunny. Torrid rainfall we had last night. That's a reason why the pitch is in such beautiful condition, and hopefully it'll stay as such. And to see me through this game here with me in commentary this morning is Mzwaki Nkosi.
Morning, Lucky. Morning to the viewers. What a humdinger day today promises to be, Lucky. Quality fixtures coming up. None more so than the next one. Helpmekaar College, the boys from Bomfontein, versus the much touted and the highly vaunted Paarl Gim from the Paarl in the Western Cape.
Yeah, certainly so. I mean, they've really been one of the standout teams here this week. A well-drilled and a well-oiled machine. They've been work very well as a unit together, both the second team and the first team. Represented here by Paarl Gim, to really take a keen eye to see the difference between the two sides. That's how well drilled they've been this week. I expect much more the same. Helpmekaar struggle a little bit. A couple of successes. They really need to build something today if they're going to stand up here against Paarl, but plenty of potential within the team.
100% Lucky. They fought valiantly against a very well organized and an explosive Otiniqua team. But it must be said that this Paarl Gim side is probably the side to beat this year, having had a great start to the 2021 season, I beg your pardon, having got a quality win against Grey College at the Monument Festival, and then having done the Northerns, Garsfontein, by quite some margin. So definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, Paarl Gim definitely early days in the season, the team to watch.
Just awaiting for Helpmekaar to join us onto the field, and then we'll be ready to kickstart this one here. It's going to be still wet, still slippery, although it hasn't rained since last night. The pitch, as you can see, still not the best, so we've seen a couple of dodgy kicks on the park, by no fault of the players, of course, but it is very, very wet there underfoot.
Yeah, like obviously the torrid rain that you spoke about yesterday, and particularly in that area where the cricket pitches, has made play to be somewhat difficult, but in true schoolboy fashion, and this is why we love this level of the game. The boys will still throw caution to the wind, and the boys will still try at the very least to essentially display and give out a quality display of rugby, and execute their moves and game plans and all sorts.
So I don't know if Helpmekaar are employing some Mzwaki Nkosi delay tactics here. Let the other team go out first, let them get a bit cold and static while waiting there, and then we run on and we quickly kick off. We can see them to the far end of where we are here in the commentary tower, gingerly making their way across from the training field, and they'll join us in a moment. But certainly some really good rugby that we've seen this weekend. Plenty more still to go. The fixtures lined up for today. The next one at midday, big game there, Monument versus Paarl High School for boys. Nelspruit, then Danaveld, Viljoen versus Outeniqua. Jeche Jansen, Great College, and then the day ends with the hosts Affies versus Welkom Gymnasium. Looking at that team sheet there, Mzwaki, Paarl Gim, star-studded lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, what's been a real characteristic of this Paarl Gim team, Lucky, is that they've played collectively and played as a team. I think Peter Rousseau must be given credit for the manner in which he's prepared this team. But the standout performers in Corné Beerts, Liam Koen, who's ushered the team with his boot and really got them into some really quality places in terms of where they are on the field. And he's had a massive boot. The number 9, Michael Koch, has also been really influential. But like I said, what's really struck me about this Paarl Gim team, who are the team, in my opinion, to be looking at in this early days of this 2021 schoolboy season, is that they've played collectively, Lucky.
Certainly so. Remnants of a really good side. The fact that they can play so well. I mean, sometimes if they didn't have numbers on their backs, you wouldn't tell who was a centre from a lock. That's how the interchanging and the interplay happens. Very successfully so. Good support play from people, and obviously some individual brilliance, as Liam Koen is going to kick us off here. To receive is Helpmekaar. They'll be playing from the right to the left, and we see an early clearance there from Logan Opperman, try scorer from the other evening. Full of running, this Paarl Gim side here. Referee Mr. Jacob Pretorius, he's the man in charge, and he's ably assisted by Rodney Bock, and so to Justice Nipawe. Lovely through their hands here. Building a couple of phases, not going too far forward. Resolute is the defense of Helpmekaar thus far. A couple of players already unable to be identified due to them taking a slip and a slide on that cricket pitch. Good handling in the early exchanges here from Paarl Gymnasium. And first little error that we see here. Good defense so far from Helpmekaar.
Like, you've really been impressed by the Helpmekaar defense, even in their game against Outeniqua, bar the errors and at times they were their own enemies. Their defense has been resolute, it's been manful, it's been aggressive, and if they can keep that up, that was, as an example, a moral victory for Helpmekaar.
The trick, though, will be, can they keep it up for 70 minutes? So we'll see. But so far, so good, certainly. First put into the scrum here. Very wet underfoot. Mr. Pretorius will just have to watch that scrum carefully. And as we've become accustomed, certainly throughout this morning, due to the weather here, we'll see a couple of reset scrums. Good luck to the referees finding a dry spot there in order to reset the scrum.
Lucky, the Helpmekaar front row and the pack as a whole will definitely relish this opportunity, especially after the scrummaging beating they took against Outeniqua. They'll be relishing this opportunity to really put their hands up against a highly rated Paarl Gim side.
again having to reset there. We saw in a couple of the earlier games the referee just not allowing the hit, rather players almost just leaning in from a safety perspective because it was so wet underfoot. So it'll be interesting to see how Mr. Pretorius deals with this one. It's the third time here that we reset.
Yes, Lucky, without labouring too much on the conditions. Obviously, early in the week, bone dry pitch, really quick pitch. So it's going to be very tricky as to how the referees manage this situation.
Ball comes out successfully here for Helpmekaar, helped along by Cupido and Fenta amongst others. Continues the run there, does Nathan. And a great effective steal there by Paarl. Nudged ahead there by Koch to no advantage. Just getting isolated there, the Helpmekaar. Nathan Lianis just isolated there, and first man over the ball, one of the loosies there from Paarl Gim. Will give them an opportunity here to hopefully visit the 22 of the opposition.
Yes, like a good work at the breakdown by the corner beats. He's done really well in the preceding 2 games, Lucky, and obviously early doors has looked to get himself and become a menace at the breakdown for Helpmekaar. Helpmekaar will do really well, particularly in these conditions, to ensure that they build up momentum and retain possession. As an example, they only kept the ball there for 2 phases. Against a quality team like Paarl Gymnasium, one cannot afford that.
First line of throw here for Bacchus. He had a really good outing last time, so hopefully he continues in that stride. Good jump there by Beats. Right, the maul is in full effect here. Advantage by the referee. Now comes out to the short side here. It'll be an easy canter in, and the first points are on the board for Paarl Gymnasium. It'll be Eddie Visser to come in there. Almost too easy.
Yes, like we mentioned earlier, well-drilled team, this Paarl Gim team. But credit to Eddie Visser, who retained his width on the left-hand side, having seen that the forwards from Paarl Gim threw the ball into the line-out at the back, and thus creating a blind side. And it's actually against the norm, because most wingers just come on the open side. And well done to Michael Koch for identifying that space. And at the end, as you'd mentioned, too easy for him in the end.
Chance here for Liam Kuhn, just to add the extra 2 here. A little bit of wind starting to swirl in the stadium. That ball will swing in very nicely there. The flags will go up. I was just about to say, he really makes sure that he takes that minute of his to full effect, does Liam Kuhn. So, 6 minutes in, 7-0 Paarl Gim. Nice high restart there. Good gather by Paarl Gim. Some vital meters made there. Very high, but not far enough for Kuhn, but a great gather there by Henny. Stays onto the short side to Paarl Gim. Has a bit of a darting run, does Koch. Doesn't get too far, but does get a couple of meters in there. Now it's with the forwards. Good work there by Cornet. Ball is out here. And well stolen back there by Bacchus. Now, good continuation that we see here. Kleinutz, try scorer from the other evening. He had a brace in a couple of evenings ago. Holding steadfast as a defense of Helpmekaar so far. Advantage here by the referee as Liam Koen tries his best to dart and dive. Just for a late hit there.
Yeah, lucky this is the type of situation we were speaking about. The Helpmekaar defense is, I mean, I hate to labor the point, but it's really resolute. But the ill discipline and soft penalties such as these allow Paarl Gim to get some quality real estate. And with Liam Koen's boot, it goes without saying that they're going to find themselves defending a whole variety of mauls in their own 22, which then puts the defense under a whole lot amount of stress.
Yeah, certainly, Mzwakhe. All that hard work just to concede a really cheap and unnecessary penalty at that. Bacchus with the throw here. That's a great gather. Line out. Maul is formed. Advantage being played once again by the referee. Side entry is the call. Now, let's see what they can muster up here. Here comes the fullback. Little fend. Opperman, hands one off, hands off another. And again, almost too easy. Striking off very easily, 3 defenders there. No need to use their penalty. They take full advantage of it. And in quick succession here, to your point earlier, Mzwakhe, all that defending to concede a cheap penalty. And once in the 22, they've come away with points every time, have Paarl Gim.
Yeah, lucky. Quality set play here by the men from the Paarl. Playing the advantage, and it's good to see that teams are using the advantage to full effect and having a real goal. So credit to the backs from Paarl Gim, but on the edge they're lucky. Not a great effort from the fullback Josh Smith, as well as the number 13 Ryan Kutsia. They'll be really disappointed in their efforts to keep out the number 14 from Paarl Gim, Logan Opperman.
And a kick almost similar, just on the opposite side here for Liam Koen. I'm sure being left-footed, he'll favor the in-swinger here. And that'll swing in a little bit too much, so the scores will stay at 12-0 here to Paarl Gymnasium. Well in control they are. Helpmekaar just need to put pressure on this restart. Barloworld title sponsors here of the North-South Rugby Festival here at Affies, and with thanks to the other sponsors as well, quite a few of them. Santam, Twiza here as well. We've been hydrated the entire week, thanks to Twiza for all the drinks. Really been a festival despite the COVID conditions. Hopefully it'll still be the launch pad if we South Africans can behave and we stay at level 2 or 1.5, I guess, where we are. And hopefully schoolboy sport can continue throughout the remainder of the winter season.
Yeah, lucky. This has been really brilliant, and credit to the organizers of this Barloworld and Noorse tournament. I think it's been fantastic. It's been played in great spirit. The bubble has really worked, so to speak, and the boys. It's been a good rugby on display. Hopefully, all of that bodes well for a great 2021 schoolboy rugby season.
The boot of Koen. Tester here for JP Bayer. He obliges. Looks for support for his fullback there, Joshua Smith. He had a torrid evening the other time, slipping and sliding everywhere under the conditions, but he's had a positive start to this game. Keeping it amongst the forwards, led there by Christian Power. Keeps coming left there, it's Smith. very slow with that ball coming out. It is kept amongst the forwards. It's Human driving up. Gets it out there, does Murray Ferreira. Just an attempt there of a chip ahead. Good luck to us here in commentary trying to identify everybody's numbers at the end of 70 minutes with everyone having their fair share in the mud there. First set piece we're really seeing here from Helpmekaar, so let's see Boshoff if he can find his man. It's an overthrow, and Paarl Gim will be the team that'll get at this one. Onto the short side they stay. It's that man, the try scorer, Eddie Visser. Ball available here for Koch. Well met by Kone Bietz. This is some good passing here by Paarl Gim. It's a good tackle as well there by Brendan Venter. Loving the continuity here from Paarl Gim. Really, really positive stuff.
Yes, like you've been really impressed by the willingness of the Paarl Gim team to shift the ball around, look after possession, and not because of the conditions just resort to kicking the ball.
They've got numbers aplenty here to the left-hand side if they can just get the ball through their hands. Little dink ahead here for Eddie Visser. He's able to collect. And the line may have well won that one as an additional defender here for Helpmekaar. The flag is raised. Some really good hands and good intuition there by Janiel Losper. Just knowing that he's run out of space there, dinking it inside and knowing that Eddie Visser was on the chase.
Impressive piece of play, Lucky, by Paarl Gim, retaining possession, staying in the shape and attack, ensuring that they recycle possession. The breakdown work's been really impressive at this moment in time. So, and not being dictated to by the conditions, but rather embracing the conditions and not moving away from what has made them successful or what has brought them relative success in this short period of time, in keeping ball in hand, keeping their shape and attack, moving the ball around, and eventually finding space. And here we see forcing Helpmekaar having to exit outside their 22, and as a result, Lucky, they receive a set piece very close, or rather deep into the half of Helpmekaar.
Paarl Gim here with a throw. Six-man maul to good effect. Very messy that, yeah. Just an accidental obstruction, says the referee. It will be Helpmekaar's ball. And first real unenforced error there from Paarl Gim.
An opportunity here for Lucky deep inside Helpmekaar's half, an opportunity for them to either find some good real estate and transfer a bit of pressure onto this Paarl Gim side, or rather keep ball in play and have a look to see what happens. And as I say that, the scrum of Murray Ferreira looks to find some real estate, and as a result it's a 20-meter gain for them.
Certainly so. Worked out really nicely for them. I don't think you would have predicted that would have gone that way, but having to come around was lost by there, Janiel, and he had to jump his way into touch. Short line of the option here for Helpmekaar. Really lovely line out there. Now here come the forwards bustling in. Keeping it nice and tight to Helpmekaar at this stage. Working the two-man pods. Unfortunate there, he looked good for that steal. Unfortunately, he just was offside, says Mr. Jaco Pretorius. An opportunity here, like you said a bit earlier, Mzwakhe, for Helpmekaar to just keep inching away deeper and deeper into the Paarl Gim half.
Yes, Lucky. I must say I've been really impressed with the line-out work of Bacchus as well as Boshoff, both finding the back jumpers from a 6-ball point of view. So that's really good, particularly at this level in these conditions. Slippery ball, end of a tough festival, a good one nonetheless. But yes, an opportunity, and we saw some debate there. It looked like the scrum of Murray Ferreira wanted to opt to go for points, but was convinced otherwise by the hooker Reinhard Boshoff.
Fortune there for Helpmekaar. It was working well until you opened your mouth there, MZ. The ball available, however, for Helpmekaar. Let's see now those pods get going. Stays on his feet very nicely. Does a loose head prop there. Christian Poa. Ball available here. It comes to the near side. Stepping. That ball is just inches short there. Now, here come Helpmekaar once again over the line. Just short, says the referee. Going forward, says the referee, but that ball is not coming out, unfortunately. So we'll have a 5-meter scrum here for Helpmekaar. Really positive stuff here.
Almost an opportunity corner begging there, Lucky.
Yeah.
It looked like Murray Ferreira showing and remonstrating a whole lot of frustration. It appears that they didn't show too much composure then, and you know it seemed like one wanted to pick and go, but Murray Ferreira was really keen to spread it out to the backs. Helpmekaar will be best served in one field by showing a bit of composure and playing really as a collective.
Right, there's a pickup here from a number 8. Has a bit of a show and go here. Big run and well met in defense there by Philip van Niekerk. Over the line they go, and try time for Helpmekaar. What could sense that it was only a matter of time. They were really doing well. Those pods were working well. And it'll be a try awarded here to Helpmekaar. Good use of their possession here by Ruan Slabbert.
The Helpmekaar coaches would be wanting more of the same, a quality set piece, a great pickup there from the number 8, Gerard Swanepoel, really allowing the center, that is Brendan Fenter, to really get them over the gain line. And there we see Slabbert coming at pace and getting his timing right. And a boy at that size coming at that type of pace proves very difficult to stop under any circumstances, Lucky.
The fullback here, Joshua Smith, will be the man to take the kick. As you can see, it's clear that he hasn't been sitting on the sidelines watching this game here. Unfortunate kick, so the score does say at 12-5 in favor of Paarl Gim. Be a miracle to see who walks off this pitch with the white pants at the end of 70 minutes. Really is tricky out there, but lucky to see that the boys are keen to play, really keen to get going here. On kicking duty there was JP Bayer, and he'll get his team just about to the 10-meter line. Sure would have liked a couple of extra meters on that, but he was put under pressure, and rightly so by Paarl Gim.
Yes, like not the most accurate or well-planned or organized exit, but you know what they say, Lucky, it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be effective. Yeah, not too straight, that ball. like a bit of a pendulum swing rather in this game at this current moment, especially after that Helpmekaar score. You almost feel that that has reinvigorated them a wee bit and has got them to be just a bit fired up and all of a sudden believe in the contest and being alive in this contest. And credit to them, they haven't stopped, and they have been the catalyst of this or the start of this pendulum swing.
There comes that ball out now. Now it's with the halfback. Bit of a miscommunication there, leading to an obstruction and offside, just a miscue. Clearly not a move to full effect. You saw JP Bayer, he was at halfback. Ferreira then went into the center position and doubled up with Joshua Smith for that move there, but wires being horribly crossed there, and this does now allow Paarl Gim an opportunity to get deep inside the 22 here. They've been starved of possession in the last couple of minutes here, so I'm sure they'll be ruining this opportunity to put on display their attacking moves here.
Not Helpmekaar's best efforts from their backline there, and the consequence of that is that they now have to defend a maul, or rather a line out deep in their own half, and fortuitously from their point of view is that they've managed to disrupt that ball from Paarl Gim.
Good take in the air there by Philip van Niekerk. Ball is back on the side of Paarl Gim. Ushered onto the floor was one of the defenders there from Helpmekaar. Now it's worked here on to the short side. Beats are still going. Got a roll, says the referee, slowing down the ball and the momentum from Paarl Gim.
Frustration, Lucky. Real frustration from the Helpmekaar point of view. The ill discipline really allowing the Paarl Gim forwards some good real estate and opportunities deep in their own half to really mount some serious attack, and they find themselves defending a line out 5 meters from their try line.
Pretty much back to where they were not even 2 minutes ago. And a chance here for Bacchus to get his throw right. He does so very successfully. That maul is sacked. Now comes here now for Paarl Gim. Kleinhans comes again there, just near the line. That ball's on the line there, and try is now given. Bit of a guessing game for a second there. The ball was just before the line, and momentum taking it over, and eventually the halfback just grabbing a hold of that and then dotting it down does Michael Koch.
Unfortunate there for the Helpmekaar team. Like, I thought they did really well to sack that maul and collapse it, but they found most of their forwards stuck at the bottom of that maul, as we see in the replay, and as a result they couldn't turn the corner quick enough to mount, or rather to repel, the forwards from Gim that came around the corner.
Yeah, it was really good work here by Kleinhans. And you see that ball there, that knee just in the right place at the right time, and Koch just helping it along a couple of meters, a couple of centimeters rather, and that kick was successful in the background for Liam Kuhn, taking the score here to 19 points against 5 of Helpmekaar. It is the last day of the Barloworld Menlyn Toyota North-South Rugby Tournament. Good rugby on the entire afternoon, folks, so stay warm, stay home. Good pressure there by Helpmekaar, but it is regained again by Janil Losper. And that's quite a nifty kick, that one, to get them out of danger.
Really good rugby here from this Paarl Gim side, Lucky. Dealing with eventually with the kickoff receipt, and the 9 Michael Koch with a quality kick, transferring the pressure onto the Helpmekaar team, just inside the Helpmekaar half.
Ball available here for Helpmekaar. It's carried up strongly there by Ruan Slubbert. Another little dink ahead here for Helpmekaar. Gains a couple of meters. It's Bayer who's taken over the scrum half position. Yeah, that entire line was off there, so certain referee will play the advantage. Now, what
Like here, a
what is
lot
the
of
decision here?
indecision every time the Helpmekaar team get a penalty. I see the coaches signaling to go to the corner. I see Murray Ferreira signaling to go to post. The number 6, really passionate. Nathan Lianis signaling to go to the corner. A bit of indecision happening there in the Helpmekaar camp.
It's basically a competition of who can shout the loudest, and we go with that decision. So eventually they are going to have an attempt at the post here. Joshua Smith. Big shout out to all of you watching us there at Loftus Park. There's a big screen set up there, folks. So if you're in and about Pretoria, you're able to go there and view some top schoolboy rugby here from the mall. Otherwise, from the comfort of your own home, you can tune in. DSTV channel 246 is where we're on. YouTube's also another platform, courtesy here of Super Sports Schools. Right, unsuccessful that 3-point attempt. It'll be a 22-meter drop goal here for Paarl Gim. Just over 5 minutes left in this half, where Paarl have really been in good control of this match. That said, 3 tries have come because of the errors of Helpmekaar on defense. That was a really good regather there by Van Rooyen. Does well to grab onto the hands there. And as I say that, teammate just bundles that one there out of touch.
Tricky conditions these, lucky for those type of passes. One feels that with the ball that is so slippery and dodgy conditions underfoot, perhaps a pass before contact, perhaps stand a bit deeper, not play too flat to the line, so that you can give yourself a bit of time to pass the ball and get that pass away. It did seem as if they had a numerical advantage there on the outside, but alas, no execution from the Helpmekaar backs.
It's a really good 6-ball there by Paarl Gim. A little dink over the top there by Liam Kuhn. Coming around is Smith for Helpmekaar. He's well wrapped up here. And really good work there by Bacchus. First man over the ball.
Like he's been really, satisfied, especially in this first half, by the game control of the young Liam Kuhn. He's kicked at the right time, he's passed at the right time, hasn't taken on the line just yet, and he's been happy, particularly in these conditions, to stand back and really spread the ball, and where necessary, he's kicked and put in really clever kicks in behind that defensive line.
That 6-ball working to full effect once again there for Bacchus and company. Advantage being played again for Paarl for the indiscretions. Ball moves now cleverly there by Kuhn. A little bit of a forward pass and decision time here for Paarl.
Difficult a difficult call I felt on the Helpmekaar guys. Paarl Gim noticing that the Helpmekaar guys are sacking their maul and went for the shift drive there. And I felt that the Paarl Gim guys brought it down themselves.
Yeah.
Tough call there by the Helpmekaar guys. Nonetheless, they still have to defend this maul yet again.
Another successful collapse. And this time here, that shift not working to full effect. Perhaps you can just explain the difference between the correct shift that they had in the previous line-out and the resultant here in terms of the penalty going the way of Helpmekaar.
Yes, like there we just saw an attempt to have a shift drive, but what happened was it was still part of the first drive. And it was still part of the first drive. So what happened was then there was a detachment from the initial maul to the secondary maul that was just formed, and as a consequence that is illegal in the game of rugby, and that was deemed to be obstruction.
For those that were as confused as I was, hopefully a little bit clearer now. Again, a really good throw and a really good jump there by Sieberhagen. Keen to get into the score sheet here before the half for Helpmekaar. Koch releases the ball there. Kuhn. They got numbers on the outside here. Bit of a show and go. Jalospa just leaves that ball behind. Almost unbelievably so. And Smith here able to give them a moment of breathing room.
Like you're really shocked, I must say, in the commentary booth by Janiel Losper's work there. I thought he'd done enough to have beaten his man, perhaps gone for the early dive. It is nice and slippery. He would have made it to the try line and just leaving the ball there, and thus giving Helpmekaar some reprieve from that launch. As we see that the number 13, a great fake maul by Paarl Gim. Peel off there by the number 6 in Joe de Toy, and a great line by CP Kleinans.
That's just you know, reading the room type situation there from Paarl Gim. Clearly Helpmekaar set on collapsing the maul every single time, so you know, it's a dummy maul release early because they're not expecting that, and those pillar defenders are not quite ready as yet. So really good adaptation there from them. You see it here in the replay. He's done so well. 5 out of 5 there for Henny Sieberhagen. And that ball just peeling off.
Yes, like a really good play by the Paarl Gim forwards. Really good maneuvering and just keeping and playing the chess game really well, keeping the Helpmekaar forwards guessing with a quality drive and then a shift drive. And as they've done that, they did a fake drive with the 6 peeling off, and the 13 is a big strong runner in CB Kleinans coming really hard at the line, keeping them guessing, and that's provided some good fruits for them as we look at Liam Kuhn looking to convert the try and make the score 26-5 just before the half.
Accurate on the boot is Liam Kuhn. Halftime here, folks, in demanding and resolute. Paarl Gim have been thus far in the half in the driving seat, and firmly so. Helpmekaar still not out of it yet. It is 26 points to 5 at halftime. We'll take a short break and see you shortly.
Sometimes when I come home, I wonder what I would say to my younger self. Maybe I would say, ungenayonga yona kid inhle okanye ibhadlileyo. Ndakubona intwana ezimiseleyo. Kodwa qina, qhubeka ufunda, qhubeka udlala, qhubeka ukholelwa. Ngenye imini ukukhanya uzokufumana.
Barloworld Toyota Menlyn nou groter en beter. Ons het geskryf, nou oorkant Menlyn Main Pretoria. Jou nommer 1 handelaar vir nuwe en gebruikte motors, dienste en parte. Skakel ons gerus by 012 995 1700.
Half-time score here, folks. 26 points to 5. Only in the driving seat of Paarl Gim at this point. Work to do for Helpmekaar. We just have a look through that. He's been really good as a Buckers together with Henny Sieberhagen. They've combined really well. 9 out of 9 lineouts, if I'm not mistaken, in that first half. Successful to them. They've done well in terms of moving the ball around, taking on the defenders. That first try there scored by Logan Oppelman. It was a miscued ball, but did well to recover, beat 2 defenders, and dot over for the first try. We saw the first try here from Helpmekaar come from a set piece. It was taken up strongly by the inside centre, and then the big man, Ruan Slabbit, bulldozing his way over for their 5-point. Unfortunately, unable to be converted. And it really did bring Paarl Gim right back onto the attack, and they scored 2 further tries in that game. Really finishing off that half on a high. Liam Kuhn, he's really been a nuggety little fly half. Very cool, calm and collected. Very educated boot as well. You'll see a couple of players there. Plenty of towels going around just to wipe some mud off faces, so they can see what's going on as the second half is about to kick off. Those are the men from Braamfontein in Johannesburg. Helpmekaar, private Afrikaans school in town. And Paarl Gymnasium, recognizable in their strip, as well as by name from the south of the country. Second half here just about to get underway. You see those clouds there, hopefully they'll stay away. And they are swirling around, a little bit nippy today. Everybody with jackets on, well certainly I do. And the sun just peering every now and then, so hopefully it will dry out for the rest of the day. And Mr. Jaco Pretorius gets us underway here at the Barloworld Menlyn Toyota North-South Festival, proudly sponsored by Barloworld Toyota. Now here's a nice little run here from Bayer. I see Ferreira's gone back to the scrum half position. Bayer's back onto that left wing. Forwards now. Just lifting his head there was Sean van der Walt. play continues here. That's a nice little dart from him. Good support as well from Diego Cupido, amongst others. Dropping that ball. It's now in the hands of Paarl Gim. They really relish these opportunities. Lospa at halfback. And a big boot, big thump he gave that was Liam Kun. Here comes a hoist, chases his own kick. Misses everybody. And eventually cleaned up by Kun. Have to build from their 22 to Helpmekaar. And that'll bring the first scrum of the second half.
A spirited start by the Helpmekaar guys. As we've seen over the course of this festival, haven't we, Lucky? But the man there, Michael van Rooyen, really kicking, chasing his kicks, falling back, carrying the ball with real vigor, beating defenders, trying his utmost best. So a really spirited start by the men from Braamfontein.
Quickly in and quickly out was that ball there in the scrum. This is better here from Helpmekaar. Nice, solid running here. Bustling their way through here. Met by resolute defending from Paarl. Keep on climbing, they do. So this is a pattern that we've become accustomed to in terms of Paarl Mzega. I was saying it the other evening. Every time on the defense, you see the man-on-man tackling from Paarl. They never commit too many numbers. The ruck is formed. They immediately spread out, and it almost gives them extra players for which to defend with. But that comes with the individual responsibility of ensuring that I'm going to make the hit so that the player doesn't slip through.
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, really well drilled side is this Paarl Gim side. Good trust in their defensive system. They've manned up physically to the forwards, who've been rather direct, have the Helpmekaar forwards. And on the breakdown, I've been really impressed with Corne Beets. He's done some good work on the ground, been a real menace. It's a bit unlike a blindsider, or rather a blindsider to be a menace on the ground, similar to that of an open-sider.
Certainly, and let's see if Helpmekaar can steal that ball. They do so via Jason Amaras. Having to build from their own half. Very slow in that ball coming out. Now, let's see. It's a 2-on-1 here. Takes him on the outside here. Does Eddie Visser. Looked like a bit of potential, that move there. Unfortunately, unable to find teammate Lospa was Eddie Visser, and then ended up losing that ball forward.
Shown some glimpses, has Eddie Visser, shown the ability to beat his man. A pity about the pass, but he's shown some pace and some strength in the tackle too, has Eddie Visser. Pity that he couldn't keep a bit of composure and try and throw that ball to Lospa rather earlier than in the contact. We've lamented at length about the existing conditions that these players are playing under. A slippery ball, really tough underfoot, making it difficult for the attackers, especially those who play off you.
We see the first injury forced change here. Reino Bosch, he will come onto the flank, on the flank here. Trying his level best to steady that scrum, Mr. Victorious. Really silly there, playing that ball on the floor there. Hanno Venter. So both flankers have been replaced. Hanno Venter, he's come onto the open side, and the guilty man for that penalty playing the ball on the floor. And Reino Bosch, he's come through on the blind side to pack down for Helpmekaar.
Like, I've been really impressed by the refereeing, particularly at scrum time. After a shaky start by Jaco Pretorius, he's really managed the scrum well. In fact, we haven't seen too many reset scrums after those 2 initial resets early in the game.
Rises high again, does Henny. He really is the go-to man here for Paarl. Right, ball available now. Comes again, plenty of numbers, Corne Beats amongst them. Available here for Paarl Gimnasium. And a penalty here, not rolling away, says the referee. Now, what do they do here? Right in front of the sticks they are.
The discipline, Lucky, of the Helpmekaar team, particularly when they're in their own 22, has been found wanting somewhat. As desperate and as manful as what they've been, is as ill-disciplined as they've been. And every time Paarl Gim get into their half or get near their 22, they infringe and incur the wrath of the referee, Jaco Pretorius. And make no mistake, Helmut Lehmann's done a brilliant job with this Paarl Gim side, and they're going to ask them quite a few handful of questions at more time.
Peels away nicely there, does Joe de Toy. He's a meter or so short of the line. And perhaps we'll see the first card of the game here. He's had enough as Mr. Pretorius. He's just come on. Reino Bosch. And straight to the sin bin for a cynical infringement there. Now they opt for the tap and go to Paarl Gimnasium. Ball is available, says the referee. Good defensive efforts thus far. Now, Kun. So casual on the ball is Kun. Really love his calmness. Now, the lock forwards here. Henny. Working the pods very nicely. Corne Beats. It's Kun again. On the inside there. Not effective, however, for Janiel Losper. Well set are these pots, rearing to go. Very patient on this build-up are Paarl Gimnasium. Well in control of the ball. Comes again for Kun. Right onto the outside there. Gets over the line. Just going to refer to the assistant there, and the flag is raised. So unfortunately there for Logan Opperman. But great distribution from Liam Kun. Michael Koch as well.
Great pass there. Great pass by Liam, by Philip van Niekerk, throwing that cutout pass. One feels if the 14 Logan Opperman had been at pace and not allow the cross-covered defense to get to him, but a valiant effort in trying to score the try nonetheless.
Brought to ground by his own man there was Sean van der Walt. Box kick attempt here by Ferreira. It's a really good kick. The chasers, however, not up to speed here. Right, Eddie Visser calling for the ball this side. He keeps it in hand. Does Losper. Comes now. He's carried really well as a Cornet. Bit of a show and go there from Joe de Toy. Another big carrier of this Paarl Gim team. They stay on the short side momentarily, do Paarl Gimnasium. A rare error there by Paarl Gimnasium, but fortunately for them, they were on a penalty advantage.
Patient build-up there by the men from Paarl Gim. Lucky looking to take the ball through the phases, and that's what they've been like in the last week or so that we've had the privilege of watching them. Really collective, going about their systems, playing really as a team. It's really difficult in this Paarl Gim team to pick an out-and-out outstanding talisman, and I guess that's really good for for this level of the game. Everyone contributing, everyone really putting their efforts and body on the line towards a common cause.
Rare mistake there from Luca Bacchus. Reprieve for Helpmekaar. Lospa, what can he conjure up here? Edging forward. Paarl Gimnasium. Spots a little half gap there, dives at Michael Koch. Wanted the offload. They keep working the short side now. Lovely little run in there by Carl Valentine. Can't believe his luck. Look at the smile on his face. And again, no pillar, no post defenders in existence for Helpmekaar.
And that Lucky, just the result of a mounting pressure and wave after wave after wave of attack and sustained pressure that Paarl Gim have put the Helpmekaar defense under. And as valiant as that defense has been, the dam wall has finally broken, and as a result they concede 7 points in the most of manner. But as valiant as the efforts of the Helpmekaar men defensively, one cannot simply defend for as long as what they've defended throughout the duration of this match.
Kun here with an attempt to add the extra 2. Doesn't have the easiest of kicks this game, but he's done really, really nicely. Success once again for Liam Kun, as we see a couple more changes from the Helpmekaar team. Tongambata comes on. Jeez, he's been a busy man throughout this tournament, starting for seconds, benching for first. He's had a good run in both the sides, so he comes on there.
I've been impressed with him, Lucky. He's put in a really good shift every time he's had the privilege of representing his first side. The other night against Helpmekaar, sorry, I beg your pardon, against Outeniqua was really good, full of energy, full of vigor. I carried the ball with real gusto.
It's a nice, good run there. Kun, precision, pinpoint precision. Cool as a cucumber is Liam Kun.
Yeah, Lucky. He's marshaled this Paarl Gim team around this tricky surface, and he's put them in the right areas. Hasn't really gone to the line as we alluded to earlier, but rather has chosen to sit back and play a little bit in depth and distribute when the need has arisen. And there, yet again, showing the intellect and the the precision or a quality kick, threading the defense, the backfield defense of Helpmekaar.
There's a try scorer, Ruan Slabbert. Driven right back here. Touched, I think that ball was. Stays back in play. Tidied up there by Joe de Toy. And now it comes. Kun. For Van Niekerk. Van Niekerk straightening. Hands the ball over. It's Losper now getting involved there. Here they come once again. Kun with a little wrap around there for Opperman. They're on the 5-meter line here. Tells her up for Paarl Gim. Now he has a big tight head. Good stop there by Mbata. Kun. Now comes through there. It will be Janiel Losper who will go over there. Once again, doing very, very nicely and quite effectively. Paarl Gim sucking in defenders there with those pods and then releasing it nice and wide for an easy canter on the wings.
Simple as you like, from on attack, that is from the Paarl Gim men. Disciplined and nothing fancy in the manner in which they've gone about their attack. But what they have done, Lucky, is that they've looked after possession, they've recycled possession successfully, and they've kept possession. And as a result, have put Helpmekaar under so much pressure. And well dictated there by Kun, but how's that pass from Philip Van Niekerk under pressure to put away the number 11 winger, that is, sorry, his fullback, Janiel Losper.
Not a man to be rushed is Liam Kun, particularly when it comes to his kicks. And you can understand why with that pinpoint accuracy of the boot there. Another successful conversion from him. And the score here. Now we're way away from the reach of Helpmekaar, 40 points to 5.
Like almost test match like the manner in which Paarl Gim have gone about this victory that is surely insurmountable, and the lead that they've built up. They've played really good rugby, they've played tough rugby, they've played collectively, have they, over the course of the last fortnight. And yet, as we see again, Liam Kun putting this Paarl Gim team, especially in these tricky conditions underfoot, in the right areas of the field.
Now here's the hoist here. Excellent regather there. And cynical that, yeah, marching orders are given. Really unnecessary. And a blemish to an otherwise 100% performance here from Paarl Gim thus far.
Yes, Lucky. The laws of the game. The laws of the game are pretty simple. A player cannot go past the horizontal, and clearly the Janiel Losper, as incidental and unintentional as that was, the laws of the game remain. As we see there on the replay, just got his timing right, but quality really good. And there we see him driving the player past the horizontal and leaving the man in the middle, Jaco Pretorius, with no choice but to send him to the sin bin.
Good job by Michael van Rooyen under immense pressure to keep his eyes on the ball and to effect a great catch. Well, what would have been a great catch in the air had he not been stopped in his tracks there by Losper. Now the yellow card from Helpmekaar. The man is back onto the park, is Reno Bosch. Remember, they had a yellow card down, so almost immediately one comes on, one comes off. So at 14 men against the 15 that of Helpmekaar at the moment. misfield, but it does stay with Helpmekaar. Try score at Ruan Slabbit. Not held in the tackle. Now comes it this way here. Ryan Kotzer trying to dart his way through. Losing the ball there, Helpmekaar, and that will be a scrum down for Paarl Gim.
Good discipline showed by the Paarl Gim men, and as we very audible from the commentaries booth are the coaches from Paarl Gim really encouraging and urging their troops to stay disciplined and not give anything away, and as a result the line speed that they put Helpmekaar under forced the knock-on possession by Helpmekaar, and thus rewarding and giving much reprieve late in this second half for Paarl Gymnasium.
That also speaks to a good rugby culture, doesn't it, Mzwake? It's very easy to be up by 35 points and to be a bit laxy-daisy in our defense and not sticking to our guns and not sticking to, things that we've done on the training field. So for them, this late in the game and so many points ahead, to still be resolute in terms of the defense and sticking to their structures really speaks of a really good sporting culture on the side of Paarl Gim.
Yes, like a proud school is Paarl Gim. Good men at the helm of the rugby program in Peter Rousseau, ably assisted by the likes of Helman Lehmann as well as Jean Stemmet in the coaching ranks. So really good men who are producing quality players who got good principles of this game of rugby.
Right, opportunity here. Let's see Eddie Fisser. He's been quiet in this half here. Can he show a clean pair of heels? He's doubled down by Helpmekaar. Good. Big bustling run there from Joe de Toy. He's been busy here this morning. To the short side, little dink ahead. No advantage adjudicates Mr. Pretoria, so they'll come back for an offside against Helpmekaar. Want to get this ball as deep as possible inside that 22 will let Liam Kun, and he does so with pinpoint accuracy. Oh my word.
Like he's still a youngster is Liam Kun, of course in standard 7. For those who do not know what standard 7 is, he's still in grade 11, so still feeling and learning his way through this game of rugby, particularly having missed a crucial year as an under 16, but a really highly touted under 17 age group do Paarl Gim have.
It's a well set maul, that one. Engine rooms at work in there. Right, let's see who's going to dot that ball down. It will be Luca Bacchus. And that was a well-worked 5-pointer, that one. Good team effort from the forward pack.
That try, so as to summarize the manner in which and the spirit in which this Paarl Gim has played, a really collective effort at the maul, everyone working. Look at the legs pumping there, enabling. It might be Luca Bacchus with the score and his name on the score sheet, but that should read numbers 1 to 8 for Paarl Gim.
Couple of changes here off screen that we see are coming on now for Paarl. He's only human after all, is Liam Kun. That one just across the face of the uprights. couple of changes in now for Paarl. Jersey number 20, he comes on, is Nicolas Rousseau. So too, Jean Ferry, he comes on into the hooker position. And Andries Lowe, he comes in to join the front row as well. Good luck finding a nice dry patch there, Mr. Pretorius, in order for us to scrum down in. Under 10 minutes now left in this encounter here. Another cracker of a game to follow. It will be Monument versus Paarl High School. Paarl boys up next against Monument. We continue this north-south battle. Very comfortably in the lead are the men from the south. But some valiant efforts from a couple of teams here in the north.
An opportunity here, lucky for the men from Paarl to really put the final nail in the coffin in this Helpmekaar side. And credit to them, lucky. They haven't gone away. They've stuck at it. But have been no match for this collective performance that Paarl Gim have put together.
Certainly has been crisp and a pleasure to watch by Paarl Gim. Almost forgot that Janiel Losper is still in the sin bin. He's about to make his way back onto the park in a moment. Really good scrum here from Paarl Gymnasium. Unforced error there gives resolve here to Helpmekaar. Running nice and hard is at the tight head. Slab it. Slow to roll away, says Pretorius. Almost dropping that ball there on the tap.
An opportunity here, lucky, for the Paarl Gim's second team players. And what a privilege it is to having played for your second team and now get an opportunity to play for your first team and show the respective coaches what you have to offer.
Yeah, certainly will be a lack of feeling for them. Now we got the numbers here. Chooses to cut back on to the inside. Clean pair of heels being shown here. Kun and Visser combining well. Does well to come back on the inside, does Visser. Left behind for the new man, Andries Rousseau. Right, numbers here. It's a 2-on-1 overlap. Drawing the player there. Has a bit of a show and go and decides to go himself. Will Logan Opperman. And he'll complete his brace for the morning.
Lucky, brilliant rugby. Exquisite rugby being played by Paarl Gim, notwithstanding that they've got a man in the bin in Janiel Losper. But having run that ball out from their own 22, like off a turnover from Helpmekaar, and just put through the phases, good continuity there by Nicolas Rousseau, taking an offload, good interplay between the winger and the flower of Eddie Visser, as well as Liam Kun, as we see, impressed by the distribution of the centre pairing for Nikerk and Kleinans, making quality decisions, pinning their men, preserving the space on the outside, and ensuring that the right winger, Opperman, that man again, Logan Opperman, he's gone over the try line a few times this festival, hasn't he, Lucky?
Certainly has, and who wouldn't with such a enterprising play from your teammates, end-to-end stuff, literally going from one side of the field to the other for that try there. And 50 points up here for Paarl Gymnasium. Brilliant. Brilliant once again there from Kun, swinging in that kick. Points now at 52 points to 5 in favor of Paarl Gymnasium. Great hanging kick then, well recovered by Jason Amaras there. Good to see they're still full of running and eagerness, and keen are Helpmekaar this late in the fixture. Now, let's see. At first receiver there was Smith, driven back. Again, you see the reluctance of a Paarl Gim to overcommit numbers, particularly when it comes to ruck time there. Slab it there. He stopped in his tracks.
Like he's been impressed by the defensive work of Joe Tutoy. He showed some good repeat performance and good repeat effort in putting in a couple of hits. But as we see there, Kun as well as the center there, and a quality offload by Kleinhans to Opperman. And he's a dangerous man, Lucky.
Oh, unfortunate to that chicken wing going forward there. Darting and diving. It's almost amazing to see that Paarl Gymnasium really haven't been affected by the state of the field as much as other teams had. I mean, almost a casual day in the office for them almost.
It's one of these standout qualities and characteristics that they've exhibited in this game, Lucky, is that they've shown a total disregard for these conditions.
Yeah.
They've played them really well. Kun has kicked them into the right areas. The scrum of Koch has marshaled the forwards brilliantly and provided some good service for the backs. Van Niekerk and Kleinhans have pinned their men well, distributed the balls to Visser as well as Opperman, and they've had some good chances on the edge. And it's not surprising to me that a man like Opperman and it would have been Visser on another day have gone over the try line once or twice.
Luan Buerta eager to make his first team appearance for the day. Slabbert, he's carried really well and stood strong for his teammates. Higher box kick here. Welcome back to the encounter, Janiel Losper. Now it's Eddie Visser. He cuts back onto the inside with support from Losper.
In the dying minutes of this game, Lucky, as we see the teams for the next game coming up, and what a humdinger this promises to be. Paarl Boys High versus Monument. And if one recalls correctly, before the lockdown last year, this was the fixture that they played at the Porterville Festival, and what a great game that was. And it also promises to be a really interesting game, a real North versus South derby.
In the typical sense of the word. On the ball here is Kleinhans. And for the last 19 seconds of the game, Luan Buerta will see himself onto the park. So too there is Jan Hannekom. Right, let's see. Last play here. Your wintergreen man of the match has been confirmed there as Luca Bacchus. He really has had a sterling game here this morning. and thoroughly deserving of that prize. Once again, you could really pick any one of the players here from Paarl Gymnasium. It really has been a collective effort from them. He's toiled hard, has Slabbit. Has a go himself, does a halfback, almost taking the referee with him. Going till the bitter end here, Helpmekaar.
Lucky this passage of play really summarizes the Helpmekaar play at this moment in time. But unimaginative at times and looking, or rather directionless. And it's important to note that they haven't given up. But sometimes it looked like they've run out of ideas and resorted to the pick and go the whole time, despite being a good 50 points, 45 points behind. But this festival will be a really good exercise for them, and they'll get an opportunity over the next week or so to do a bit of introspection as the boys return to school on Monday and Tuesday, and they prepare for their regular fixture and league games.
Eventually the whistle goes after pretty much everybody has been thumped in the ground there. Now here come Paarl Gymnasium. Kun having a bit of a stretch of legs for the first time in this game. Runners come there, unfortunately. An error there just from Jean Fourie. And perhaps that will be the final whistle.
Very good exhibition of rugby and team that was shown by the men from Paarl Gim. Credit to the Helpmekaar guys from Bromfontein. They've toiled and fought valiantly, but alas, they haven't been too much reward or any fruits for them over the last 2 days against or last two fixtures against Helpmekaar, Outeniqua, and perhaps at this stage the #1 school in the country, that is Paarl Gim.
Certainly so, folks. You heard it from the man himself, from Mzwaki Nkosi. It was a textbook performance, dare I say it, from Paarl Gymnasium, ticking all the boxes and ensuring that everything goes according to plan. Really top rugby that was on display here. For Helpmekaar, some lessons learned, and hopefully they will take those back and learn from them. It is full-time here at the Barloworld Menlyn Toyota North-South Rugby Festival 52. Paarl Gymnasium to the 5 of Helpmekaar.